उत्सव मनाया। उसी परंपरा की कड़ी हम लोग
Sananda Maharaj called many people in order to celebrate the birthday of his son. So I want to speak a little bit about Krishna Tattva in Srimad Bhagavatam. And also in the Upanishads, it is said that Krishna is Rasa Swarupa. Upanishads, etc., it is also said that he comes in the form of Brahma and the form of Paramatma. He is Paramatma, the supreme truth that manifests in three forms. So Srimad Bhagavatam establishes this truth. This Paratattva, supreme truth, is non-dual. People who has a lot of knowledge through the scriptures, knowledge of the scriptures, so those people who are learned scholars and the yogis through the yoga darshan, this philosophy in yoga, they establish Lord as Paramatma, super soul, and the devotees, they establish God as Bhagavan. He's the supreme truth, and he manifests in three forms. For the Gyanis, he appears in the form of the Brahma, who is like a light. For the Yogas, as a Paramatma, and to the devotees, he appears in this form as full of the six opulences. He has 6 types of qualities, and this is spontaneous, just as like the fire. This quality is spontaneous in the fire, and sometimes it is manifested, sometimes it is not. We can see this in the material world. There is fire inside a piece of wood. Isn't true? Isn't it true? But we cannot see this fire that is inside the wood. This element, the fire, it's not manifest. In order to manifest this fire inside the wood, you need to take those two pieces of stick, then you can see the fire. There's also fire inside the rock, inside the stone. Do you know? If you rub one rock, one stone in the other stone, you can see the fire coming. In the same way, Paramatma is everywhere, and the devotees, they see God manifesting in this form, full of the 6 opulences. He's full of the 6 opulences. What is the Aishwarya, the opulence of God? How many kinds of opulence he has? 3 types. The opulence of the jiva, the transcendental world, and of the material world. 3 types. So God has Ananta Aishwarya. And I'm talking about the three main places that he has, of the jivas, of the spiritual world, and of the material world. Infinite jivas and infinite spiritual planets manifest from him. And also in the material world, everything that we see, all the universes, it all comes from Bhagavan. That's why he's called Brahma. Nirvisheshavadis. They're the Nirvisheshavadis, and they accept Nirvishesh Brahma, or the Brahma without qualities. But these Sarvishesh Vadis, the devotees, they think that he has qualities. But the devotees, they are called Rasik Brahma. They call him Rasik Brahma. So when we go to the Western, this is the first question that they ask you. Where have you come from? This is the first question. You have an Indian passport, but still you can see that the person has come from India, but the person can be from Pakistan or another place. So the first question, where have you come from? No. So in this way, the souls there are some questions about this infinite Brahma. He is Sarvishesha or Nirvishesha. He has potencies, qualities, or not. The devotees, they consider these qualities of the Lord, Sarvishesha Brahma. And the Rasik devotees, they see this Brahma as Rasik. So the gopis, they ask Uddhava, where have you come from? And he said, I came from Mathura. Who did you meet there in Mathura? And he said, Krishna. But which Krishna did you meet in there? Crooked. The katha of the gopis is very crooked. Gyanis, they say everything very straight, very directly, and everybody can understand. But the people who is very rasik, a person who is very rasik, who enters deeply in the Shastra and is very rasik, full of prema, the Harikatha of this person is very crooked. Everything is written, everything is said like in a crooked way. The more you... It's very difficult to understand because it speaks in this crooked way. So the gopis, they are asking Uddhava, where have you come from? And he said, from Mathura. And who did you meet there? Oh, I met Krishna. But which Krishna? And Uddhava was like thinking, what are you talking about? How many Krishnas? Nirvishesha Krishna, Sarvashesha Krishna, and also Rasik Krishna. How many Krishnas? So many Krishnas, huh? Are you understanding what I'm saying? So the gopis, they ask in this crooked way, which Krishna did you meet? And the head of Uddhava was spinning. What they're saying? I just know one Brahma. And the gopis are asking how many Brahmas? 3 Brahmas. There is only one Brahma, not 2 or more. What to say about 2 Brahmas? The gopis, they are asking me about 3 Brahmas. So Uddhava was very impressed about this. And if you read Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, you see about if you read his commentary about this will be very, you think that this is very funny, because his commentary on this is very funny. So Sarvishesha Brahma and Vishesha Brahma. The Advaitavadis, they accept this Nirvishesha Brahma, this Brahma without qualities. It is written in the Upanishads. That Bhagavan is both Nirvishesha and also Sarvishesha. Both exist in the same time. This is explained by the scriptures. There is this sloka. This sloka says, so he has no form. It is said this. This is said in the Vedas. He has no form. So he's always fixed in his own form. That's the meaning. There's nothing equal to his form. Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakash. Swayam Rupa, Brajendra Nandana. What is Swayam Rupa? His form manifests, is self-manifest. That does not depend on anything else to manifest. It is self-manifest, independent from everything else. Mahaprabhu is saying, oh Sanatana, listen about Krishna Tattva. He is no dual, he is only one. Listen about Krishna Tattva and meditate about these conceptions. He is the Paratattva, the supreme truth, and he is no dual, he is only one. And Brajendra Nandana Shimasundara is the Swayam Rup, is the original form. So first Swayam Rup, then Swayam Prakash, and etc. These expansions of Krishna. You've heard about Baladeva Tattva the other day. He manifests in the form of Guru, and he himself, he does the seva. This is very beautiful. Baladeva Prabhu is not another person. He is Krishna himself that manifests in the form of Baladeva. The only difference is the color of their body. Krishna has that sham color and Baladeva Prabhu has that fair complexion. This is the only difference, the color of their skin. But he is Swayam Bhagavan, also Baladeva Prabhu. So it is said, with his Achintya Sakti, Anantarupa Adi, he manifests infinite forms in order to relish the prema of the devotees. He manifests in different forms, infinite forms. And also he manifests different dhammas, Vaikuntha, etc., Chit Sakti, Maya Shakti, etc. The transcendental world, the souls, and the material world he manifests. Just as like there is only one sun. And then he manifests many stars, many planets. So, Krishna himself is Brajendra Nandana Shamasundara. And then the avatars of Krishna, they are the same Krishna that manifests in the avatars. Just as like the stars, the planets, they manifest also from the original sun,
जित शक्ति आदि,
Jiv Shakti
जिससे
Adi.
जिस जगत है,
So the potency, his potency,
माया शक्ति के द्वारा माया जगत आदि ब्रह्मांड आदि प्रकाश करते हैं।
Chit Shakti, he manifests the spiritual world with the Jiva Shakti. The souls and Maya Shakti, he manifests this material world. One example, the rays of the sun. The rays of the sun, they are compared to the jivas, and the reflection is the material world. This is the comparison. So everything that we see in this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, Chit Jagat. Considering the Harikatha, therefore Bhagavan, although he is only one, he manifests in different forms, the Sarvashesh. Although he is a Achintya Sakti. What is Achintya Beda Tattva Siddhanta? Different and non-different at the same time. Achintya is something that is beyond our intelligence. Our mind cannot understand. That's the definition of Achintya, inconceivable. It's something that is beyond our mind, our intelligence, beyond our sentiment also. This is inconceivable. We cannot establish this with our logic. One example. How can he be Nirvishesha and Sarvashesha at the same time? He has no form, and then how he can get this form? The Vedantics, the Advaitavadis, and also the Mayavadis, the Shankaravadis, they talk about this. They comment this point. Well, first, you say the Bhagavan has no form. He's Nirvishesha. So how he has become a Sarvashesha? How can he be two? So he has form or not? How he can be both at the same time? Their head spin with this. He's one, but he manifests in infinite forms. Vedanta Sutra talks about this. He has no form, Rupavat. So, how is that possible? But means that means that no one has the form of Lord. This is a shloka of Vedanta Sutra. Actually, Bhagavan has a Achintya Shakti, this inconceivable potency. And this is beyond our conception, material conception. How can we achieve something that is beyond our material conception? That Bhagavan, he has his inconceivable potency. This touchstone, Pachamani, this touchstone, when it touches the iron, what it does? It transforms it in gold, but this touchstone never becomes gold. In the same way, Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan, although he does not transform himself, but he transforms the things as like material things. one touchstone can manifest thousands of golden pieces.
उसके लगा दो और हजारों सोने के टुकड़ा बन जाए।
So if you take the touchstone and put it in contact with thousands of pieces of iron, it will transform all of them in gold. So how? So Bhagavan has this potency. Why Bhagavan will not have this potency? But the Mayavads say this vikar, this transformation. Where there is transformation, there is also Srishti, the creation. Without the transformation, nothing can transform in another thing. For example, the transformation of the milk is the yogurt. If you put something inside the milk, that thing that transforms it in yogurt, what happens? The milk, it becomes yogurt, but the yogurt cannot become milk again. The yogurt will never become milk again. So Bhagavan, he has his own inconceivable potency, and with this potency he can do anything. Therefore, in the Vedanta Sutra, Vyasadeva, he spoke a lot about this. How is his form of Brajendranadana Shyamasundara? He has two arms playing the flute. Shyamasundara is the pranadana of the gopis. Radha Gopinath, he manifests his form, and also Rasa Bihari. He does these rasa activities with the gopis. It's only one Krishna, and he does this. He makes these pastimes with infinite thousands of gopis. In the center, there is Srimati Radhika with Krishna. She is Rasa Raseshwari. She is the controller of the Ras. Srimati Radhika. Look, in the Rasa Mandala, the divine couple, they are in the middle of the Rasa Mandala. And what Krishna does? He begins to dance with millions and millions of gopis. He manifests different forms. How is that possible? Even Sorabirishi, he manifested 50 forms. So what is your doubt? Why Krishna would not do this? That's why he's called Yogeshwari Krishna. First, he's Bhagavan Yogeshwari, the controller of all the yogis. If a yogi can manifest 50 forms, so God, he can manifest thousands, millions and billions of forms. What is the problem? What do you have to say about that? Why are you asking? So, in the Rasa Mandala, Krishna was in the middle with Srimati Radhika. Rasa Raseshwari, Srimati Radha. And in thousands and millions of gopis were there around them. So in order to relish the Rasa Madhurya, Bhagavan himself, according with the bhava of the gopis, with the sentiment of the gopis, he manifested many forms. In order to stay with the gopis, to be with the gopis, he manifested these forms. So all the gopis, except Srimati Radhika, they had this feeling, Krishna is dancing with me only with me. This feeling they had. So Bhagyavan, they were feeling intoxicated. They were intoxicated with their good fortune. They were very proud with their own fortune. Krishna is with me, only with me. Very proud. taken by this feeling. And Srimati Radhika, she was seeing, she was looking how Krishna, because thousands of times, many times, Krishna, he said, he told her, Srimati Radhika, you're the only one for me. I don't know anything else, no one else. He spoke this verse to her. Aparaham, yes, Srimati Radhika. Your behavior, sadhu, nirmal prem, is this pure love, immaculate love inside the heart. You have the behavior of a sadhu, oh Radhe. You abandon everything. Even if I had a very long life, it's like the Lord, it's like Brahma, I would never in debt with you, and I could never pay this debt. And she's saying, now this Krishna is full of, he's a liar. And she was in man. Stupid. So Radhaji was in man. And she left. All that gopis. Krishna abandoned all those gopis and he went after Srimati Radhika as like a lusty boy, as you see in the cinema, in the theater, just like a regular lusty man after a woman. He runs after the woman. All the demigods pay obeisances. Thousands of demigods pay obeisances into Lord's feet. Also the Acharya comes from the Vedas, from he himself, but he himself is the fountainhead of all the knowledge. Everything comes from him. This same Purush is now just as like a regular boy, like a lusty boy. A person, a lusty man becomes like a dog. That's what the scriptures say. Like a strange dog. He's in the hand of the woman. If the woman says sit, he sits. It's like when you're training with your dog, and you say to the dog, sit. The dog sits. Stand up. So in the same way, when the man is in the hands of the woman, he's completely controlled by her. Kind of meaning. What is the meaning of this? Sukadeva Goswami. This is not. It's not me. It's not. Sukadeva Goswami said this. It's not me who is saying this. So, in the same way that a man is controlled by a woman, and he gives everything to her, in the same way, Krishna, he abandoned all the gopis. And Radhaji, she's only one, and the gopis were thousands and thousands. Only one left, but he has so many here. Some people may think that you are beautiful, but the other ones also, there are many Miss Universes here. But in Prema Raja, in the realm of love, it is not like that. Because this love with Srimati Radhika is very powerful. And Krishna is attracted. This is something that happens in the Prema Raja.
ये कामी पुरुष के
This is not something about the lusty man. We say that this is like a kama purusha, lusty man running after a woman. It's not the same. It's as like, not the same. Following all the instructions, everything that she says. So as like Dhira Nayaka, he does this kind of hero. He has 4 types of qualities. I'm talking about one quality. He's totally, completely controlled by his consort. So he's so much controlled by her, by the beloved, that he's a Rasik Brahma. Jayadeva Goswami Pada. He established this. He's also established this. In the end, Jayadeva Goswami could not establish this because when Mathura Rikashetu in Man, Krishna himself is in the door of the Kunja. He was standing at the door of the Kunja with the hands very humble, following the feet of Srimati Radhika, but still her man did not go away. So what he did next? He said, Oh, Srimati Radhika, you who has such a glorious heart, put your feet on my head. And Jayadeva Goswami could not write this because Krishna is Bhagavan. Who will put the feet on the head of Bhagavan? This is not possible for even Satyabhama, etc. So these gopis, these coward girls, how possible they do this? He could not even write, and he closed the book. How possible will I write this verse, this shloka? So he just wrote this part. I put my head on your lotus feet. Pranams. He bowed down. Okay, he wrote this. This is possible in Premaraj, in the realm of love. According to the moment, pranams. Even the husband, sometimes he does these obeisances to his woman. But how possible the Lord? This last part, where he says, "Put your feet over my head, on my head." This last part. Decorate your lotus feet. Lotus feet will decorate my head. Close the book. And he went to the river, thinking about this. How will I write this shloka? Because Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, manifested in the form of Jayadeva Goswami, and he came to his wife, Padma Devi, and he said, "Hey, give me the book." Bhagavan himself, he became Jayadeva Goswami Pad, Padma Devi, and she said, "You just went from the river." And he said, "Oh no, I was thinking about why I write here." "No, but you wrote in golden words. Take the book for me, let me see." And Padma Devi, his wife, took the book, and he became, when the real Jayadeva Goswami came back, he saw and he became to cry. He realized, Bhagavan himself came here, and look what he wrote. So Krishna is Rasik Brahman. This Brahman Rasik. So I told you, right? The gopis, they asked Uddhava, tell us, where have you come from? Where did you come from? From Mathura. who did you meet there? Krishna. But which Krishna? Because there are three Krishnas. Nirvishesh Brahma, Savishesh Brahma, and Rasik Brahma. What a beautiful explanation about this. The Advaitavaris, they speak about the Nirvishesh Brahma. Neti, 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 they say, no, 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 always saying this. But the ones that speak about the Sarvishesha Brahma, they consider the opulence of the Lord. But the ones that say, that consider, that thinks about the Rasik Brahma is the gopis. So that's why they asked Uddhava, which Krishna do you know? Sarvashesha Brahma, Nirvishesha Brahma, he knew about that, but this Rasik Brahma, Uddhava didn't know about him. In the Shastras, in the Vedas, it's not written anywhere. The Shastras, they only say about Nirvishesha and Sarvishesha Brahma. But how possible he is also Rasik? So that's why Jalani Lama Nirupa Goswami Pada, in a form of a drama, he spoke about all kinds of heroes and heroines. He explained about how many types of heroes and heroines. So then Rupa Goswami, he wrote about this incredible Rasa Madhurya in the Jalani Lamani. It's a definition book. He speaks about all these kinds of heroines and heroes. No acharya, previous acharya wrote about this before. And the translation about the theater, the drama part, just consider this. Please forget this part about the drama. Krishna. He comes to establish the Dharma. But as long as he does not establish the Varnashma Dharma, you cannot enter the transcendental world as long as you don't follow Varnashma Dharma. You have to follow Varnashma Dharma so you can enter the spiritual world. So enter in the Raja, spiritual. When the Asuras, they destroy this Varnashma Dharma, Swayam Bhagavan, he comes. He manifests himself. And the same Swayam Bhagavan, what he does now, what he's doing now, he's running after the gopis is like a lusty boy. So what kind of Varnashma Dharma he manifested? That's why Parikshit Maharaj was completely confused. Why Bhagavan manifested in this world? To establish the Varnashma Dharma, right? But then the gopis, other men's wives, so how possible to establish Varnashma Dharma if he's hugging and kissing another men's wives?
रास्ते पर चलते हैं उनकी अनुगामी उसी रास्ते पर चलते हैं
Because when a superior person is doing something, has a specific behavior, the other people also follows the behavior of the superior person. So what is Krishna doing? So the gopis, they are married. Some of them are very young. Some were already married. And they were playing this rasa dance. This is against the instructions of the Shastras. This is abominable. So it's very difficult to talk about these things that Shukadeva Goswami wrote in the middle of, to talk about this to the Panditas. It's very difficult because it is said in the Bhagavatam. Charat, this word, this Sanskrit word, what does it mean? That man who is completely, when the man and the woman, they are doing these abominable sexual acts, or the one they do, this word explains this, when they do, this is a very strong word. If you say this in front of Panditas, it's very difficult. But Shukadeva Goswami Padi, he spoke like that. How he used this word to describe God? How is that possible? This is a very strong word, the word abominable. So Shukadeva Goswami also spoke in a very beautiful way about Gopi Tata. Who are the gopis? They are not the wives of others. They are Krishna himself that manifested in form of the gopis. Gopis, they are not Jiva Tattva. They are not made of bones and blood as like us. Their bodies completely transcendental, as like Krishna's body. So if we do not know Gopi Tattva, we should not even listen to Rasa Lila. First, you have to see that gopis are not ordinary women. They are Krishna himself that manifested in the form of the gopis. Like a child, when the child is playing with his own shadow. Bhagavatam explains this very clearly. In the same way that a child is playing alone and the kid is playing with his own shadow, running after his shadow. In the same way, Krishna, he manifested in the form of the gopis in order to relish the rasa. Gopis, they are not women, not regular women. And another thing, gopis, they didn't even get married to another person. This is very clearly explained. They did not get married. It was only a dream. Their parents, they thought, oh, today is a very auspicious day. Our daughters are going to get married, but this was only a dream. So if you married your daughter in a dream, the society will accept that? No, the marriage needs to... There's the ceremony, there's the fire, you have to give dakshina to the brahmana. They are the witnesses of this. It's necessary to have these witnesses. It's not just like, oh, get married in illegal form, illegal way. Oh, I love you. No, according to the Indian culture, that's the way to get married. Agni Sanskar, fire ceremony, the real marriage. You need to put your one hand in the other hand. You bind both hands. But the Gopis, they actually did not marry. Didn't marry. What really happened is that their father and mother, they saw in a dream, oh, today my daughter got married. Jogamaya arranged this. Krishna himself, he manifested in different forms, and he got married with gopis. So actually, if you kiss and you hug a lady that is not married, the society will not see any fault in this. But
किंतु कृष्ण के साथ गोपियों से विवाह नहीं किया, सकेत तो दिखा रही है, सकेत तो दिखा रही, तुमने कहा तो तेरे कृष्ण के साथ विवाह नहीं, ये कुछ नहीं, और दूसरी कारण ये कह रहे क्या, ये तो गोपियां तो स्वयं कृष्ण ही गोपी के रूप में था।
Gopis are Krishna himself. Krishna manifests in the form of the gopis. In the form of Mohini, he manifests. Shiva, he was with his head spinning. When Krishna was churning the ocean of milk, all the demigods came. And when the nectar started to come, the demigods, if the asuras took the nectar, the creation would be destroyed. That's why Krishna, he came in the form, he manifested in the form of Mohini. This is a very beautiful Harikatha. So he, in this form of Mohini, with his feminine qualities, he attracted the demons. But what happened in this time? Ketu. He was in the middle of the moon, in the middle of the sun. This is how the eclipse is explained. When Krishna manifested the form of Mohini, sorry. So Shiva was not there when Krishna manifested this form of Mohini. And then when he came, he asked, "Can I see your form of Mohini? Can I see this form?" And Krishna said, "No, I will not show you this." And Shiva said, "But I'm a Mahayogi." Krishna said, no, not possible. But then Shiva insisted so much. He was asking so much, please show me your form of Mohini. Then Bhagavan said, okay, see, look. And he showed him this form of Mohini. He manifested his form. And when this happened, Shiva forgot of everything. He started to go after her and wanted to hug her. Krishna is the master of all the senses. He is a Mahajogi. And he started to run after Mohini through the whole universe. And then, when he came to Parvati, Krishna himself manifested in the forearms form. And Shiva was so much ashamed.
गोपियों के रूप धारण करना कौन सा बड़ी बात है?
Vishnu was Mohini Vishnu.
धारण किया तो गोपी के रूप धारण करना कौन सा बड़ी बात है? इससे संशय तुम्हारे क्या है? सुना चीज कैसे?
So what is your doubt about this?
गोपियां कोई परस्त्री नहीं है।
If Krishna manifested in the form of the gopis, what is the problem? The gopis are not the wives of others. They are not married women. If they were married with the gopas, they would have sons, children. So we see that the gopis, they do not have children. Not only one gopa touched the gopis. Not ever. Because after the marriage, something happens, right? I don't know what it is. What is the name? What is the name of this? The first night after the marriage. A primeira noite, the first night of the husband and the wife. The bed of flowers. First night. So So the gopis, they did not have this with their husbands. They never had this bed made of flowers, this first night. The gopas never touched the bed of the gopis. They never stayed seated in the same bed together. The place where the gopis stay, the husband, he stays like 10 feet from them. Jogamaya never arranged this meeting between them. The gopis are not common. They never touched another man, except from Krishna. Not even another avatar they touched. Even when Krishna manifested in the form of Narayana, the gopis, they paid. When you go to Petagal, we see they pay their obeisances from far. So we see how this Rasik Brahma, this Krishna, he does these leelas. And if you do not understand these conceptions, how possible you will understand? You think that Rasalila is something as like Kama Sutra. You think that this is just regular thing about between man and woman. But this is not lusty. This is prem. It was not a regular poet, a mundane poet that wrote this. Great poets. We study this in the university. So I'm not talking about this lusty love, this prakrita come. These poets, they write about this mundane love. But the transcendental love between Krishna and the gopis, this prema, it happens with the transcendental body also. So I was saying
मैं दिग्दर्शन कर रहा हूँ ये गोपियां कोई किसी प्रकार साधारण स्त्री नहीं है
Gopis are not regular women. Krishna himself manifests in the form of the gopis through Jogamaya. And the gopas, they never... This marriage is a so-called marriage. The gopas never, they never met with the gopis. And if you don't know about this, you think that Krishna is just a regular lusty man. This shloka explains as like a Kama Purusha running after the women. So in the society, if a man and a woman are not married, people don't. Society does not accept that. So, which Krishna met with the gopis? Oh no, the gopis were asking Uddhava, which Brahmana did you meet? If you met Rasik Brahma, then you will be able to ask all our answers. So, what were the questions that the gopis made to Uddhava? So the gopis, before they started making the questions, they put this condition before, as like a lawyer. The lawyer first, he puts all these conditions before. So after these conditions, they asked 9 questions to Uddhava. The gopis, 9 questions. 9 questions they asked Uddhava. The first question: what is the definition of prema? Please tell us. What is the definition of love? So if you know the Rasik Brahma that we know, you will be able to answer this question. Some people three kinds. First, you only love if the person loves you back. I love you, then you love me. This is one kind of love. This is condition. I love you, then you say back, I love you. Sometimes you don't even say I love you. Just write I, heart, you draw a heart, you. It's a symbol of love. So this is one type of love. The other one, even if you love me or not, I will love you anyway. Third kind, you can love or not the person, but the person would never love you.
अभी चौथा बता रहा हूँ ये चार होता है
Now I'm talking about the fourth type.
एक और लगा रहे हैं एक होता है आत्माराम
Atmaram,
और एक होता है अप्तकाम
Aptakam,
एक होता है गुरुद्रोही अपराधी
Gurudrohi, Aparadi. Remember everything I'm saying.
गुरुद्रोह करता है निंदा करता है
That person who criticizes Guru is against Guru, Guru
और
Drohi.
तीसरी होता है क्या
Third,
हाँ अकृतज्ञ
Akritagayan,
उपकार
the ungrateful person. Does not accept, does not recognize the help of others. So 7 kinds, 7 types. Aptaram, Aptakam, Gurudrohi, Aparadi is the same, 3 types. Akritagan, the ungrateful person.
कितने हो गए
How many? 4.
ये तो चार हो गया मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ाना पड़ेगा
It's mathematics. People have to learn that. So 3. If you love, a person loves back. Love or don't love, you always love. And
और एक होता है
well, 3 types. I hate to prem and I hate to prem, with cause and without cause, causeless. So 9 types. Oh, it takes so much time for you to understand.
ये प्रश्न अच्छा उत्तर देता हूँ अरे कहाँ भूल जाओगे तुमको तो समय देता है ना परीक्षा तो 6 महीने बाद होता है सारा सारा 6 महीने पढ़ने के बाद परीक्षा होता है तो ये तो मैं पढ़ा करके जा रहा हूँ 6 महीने बाद आऊंगा
After 6 months, I will come back to test you. Do the test. After 6 months.
पढ़ा सब चलो क्या
You have to read. You have to study. What have I said? What did I say? After 6 months, you have to write everything. After 6 months, I'll come back.
परीक्षा समय में
It's
आपको बता दी
like in the school.
मेरा परीक्षा तुम्हारे परीक्षा में ये सारे प्रश्न आएगा संस्थान दे देते हैं 10 प्रश्न बता देते हैं
The teacher.
ये 10 में 4 आएगा ये 6 आएगा 10 प्रश्न तुम पढ़ो इसमें कौन सा 6 आएगा मैं नहीं बता किंतु इसमें
The teacher, he tells all the questions that he's going, like he tells 10 questions that maybe it's going to be in the test. He says what you have to study, and then he gives like 4 or 5 types of questions, not all them, but he says what you need to learn.
बिजनेसमैन
Businessman, the person that only loves you if you love him back.
नहीं है ये तो केवल
If you don't like me, I don't like you anymore. This is not prem, this is business.
50 रुपया दिया 1 किलो
Like
चीनी आपने
when you give 50 rupees in a shop and you buy a kilo of sugar, what kind of love
सामान नहीं दिया
do you have for the shop seller? Thank you. Well, thank you. You give the money, then the person gives
क्या थे
the sugar.
आई पे
Thank you what? I paid for it. So what is the thank you? Thank you means what?
यदि आप कुछ करते
Thank you is when you feel thankful. If you do something for me, then you say thank you.
1 किलो
But if I gave you 50 rupees and you gave me 1 kilo sugar, why? Why saying thank you?
दुनिया
So if you love a person, only if the person loves you back, this is a business love. Business. This is business. Business love.
वो तो केवल मतलब चिकन मात्र थैंक यू
There's no value.
बिजनेसमैन
Like when you say this kind of thank you. In the Western, everything they say thank you and sorry. These 2 words are very common in the Western. If you meet any Western person, this person will always say thank you and sorry. What sorry? What sorry?
सावधान तो होना चाहिए 10 बार अच्छा
You
एक
have
बार
to be careful. If you say sorry 1 time, but if you say 10 times sorry, so why is that? You have to be careful. 1 time, okay, you made something wrong, so you say sorry. But if you make the same mistake 10 times, So within the Western, we say that anything, for anything, people they say sorry and also thank you. You give the money in the shop, and the person gives you the product. But if you're a sadhu and someone gives you something for free, then okay, you say thank you, it's a donation. But if you're giving them money, and still after you give the money, you say thank you, so take the money back. This is not love, this is business. And the second type, you can love. The person will always love you. You love or not, the person will always love you, just like parents. Parents, they will always love the sons, children, but they don't have this expectation that the children should love them back and take care of them when they are old. They don't have this expectation. This example of the parents. The third type, you can love the person or not, but this person will never love you. Loving or not makes no difference for them. So these three Aptaram, Aptakam and Guru Drohi. So, for example, Shukadeva Goswami Pada, who is Aptaram, independent, running, and the father running after him. Oh son, but not even one time he turned his back. Oh, my father is crying so much for me. No, he didn't even look back. Totally absorbed in Atma. When you are absorbed in God, these material things have they don't have value anymore. So you can love a Mahapurush, Shatmaram Aptakam, that he will never reciprocate. Atmaram is a tyagi, is a renounce. Aptakam, who has all the desires satisfied, still living in this material world. He has his family, wife, but he has no feeling. Just like Janak, the Sitaji father. Siddharth Janak, the name of the father of Sita Devi, you have to remember. He was in this material world, but he was indifferent to the material things. We know that when Sita Devi got married, when she was married to Ramachandra, when he broke that arrow, after the marriage, when you give the father and the mother, they give their own daughter in donation to the husband. When the girl is leaving, going away, the father and the mother both, they cry because she's going to another family. This happens according to the Indian culture. When you give your daughter to the other family, the daughter now, she belongs to the other dynasty, to the other family. Her caste or caste is changing. She changed the dynasty. She's not of your dynasty anymore, but in the dynasty of the husband. This is the culture, the Indian culture. You cannot take your daughter back to your house. As like when you give a cow, it's gone. You cannot take back anymore. So when your daughter is going away, the parents, they cry so much. It's the last relationship because now she's gone to another dynasty. Good or bad, your husband is everything for you. He can be good or bad. This is the Indian culture. कितने दिन? So the father says, you are from my dynasty, but now you are in another family. So parents, they cry so much in this farewell, and also the daughter crying so much. But Sitaji, after she was married to Lord Ramachandra, she was in a palanquin. She was living, and at this time, she hugged her mother. The mother was crying. They were crying. But Janak Maharaj, his Aptakam Purush, Aptakam was his stage. He was in the material world, but not attached to anything. And when Sita Devi, in Ramayana it is explained in Vaimiki Ramayana, that she hugged her father, Pitaji, hugging him in the neck, around the neck. One drop fell from his eyes. One drop. Sitaji is the personification of Hladini Shakti. She's not an ordinary woman. That if she was not that, his heart would not. This would not happen. So even his heart melted when Sitaji hugged him. Just a little bit, he cried. Swarupa Shakti, personification of the internal potency, pleasure potency. If you touch Hladini Shakti, how possible your heart will not melt? So this happened even with him. So if you love Aptakam, he will not love you back. And then the third kind, Guru Drohi Aparadi. That person, that one who is an Aparadi. Shastra explains many types of Aparadis, but Guru Drohi, the one that offends and abandons Guru, there is no forgiveness for that. Pratishta. There's no pratishta for that. You cannot purify. For example, if you kill a cow and you don't know, you killed a cow and you make this vrat, Shandai vrat. You do many things in order to purify yourself, no? You give cows in donation to the Brahmanas. But for a Guru Drohi, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada says, for this person there is not any kind of pratishta, of forgiveness. So that's why Krishna says, the gopis are saying, if you are a Guru Drohi, Aparadi, if you love a Guru Drohi, this will give nothing back. He will not reciprocate back. For many lives, the person will have to go to the hell. This person that criticizes Guru for infinite lives, he will have to go to hell. And you don't have